In South Asia, we're watching for signs of de-escalation as the two nuclear-armed states of India and Pakistan face one another down. In a confrontation like this, there's a lot that can go wrong, and both sides know it. Tensions seem to be decreasing following Pakistan's return of a captured Indian pilot, but skirmishes continue along the line of control in Kashmir. That leads to the possibility of new escalations, especially if such skirmishes produce high casualties. Meanwhile, if Pakistan keeps using asymmetric tactics to strike India, retaliation from New Delhi in one form or another is inevitable. That puts us on the road to further heightened tensions, and the always present possibility of a tactical nuclear exchange. In the Balkans, we're watching how peaceful protests in Serbia, Albania, Montenegro, and Romania develop. While the protests were unrelated to one another, they shared common themes, including demands for greater government transparency, a stronger fight against corruption, and a more independent media. For the most part, these protests are peaceful, but considering the region's turbulent history, we will be watching events closely in case violence develops. Finally, Algeria's moribund political system is stirring to life ahead of presidential elections later this year. And we're watching to see if the protest movement challenging the Algerian government can grow into something big enough to impact its election. Protests began a week ago and culminated on Friday in what has been dubbed the Million Man March over the decision of long-sitting and long-ailing President Bouteflika to run for a fifth term. Protests on Sunday could put pressure on Algeria's government and shake up the otherwise predictable dynamics of this year's election. We're also watching to see if the state responds more forcefully against these protesters, and how the protest movement might react if it does.